What is going on, my good people? Mike Hidalgo here. Thank you for joining us on another FCP Euro DIY. Today we're going to be working on a 2008 Mini Cooper R56. Today on the Cooper behind me, we're going to be covering how to do an oil change. A simple service, yet a very good DIY-friendly job, something you can do in the garage, in the driveway, or at your buddy's shop. In front of us, we have one of the liquid moly kits available on the website, which has some 5W40, a new filter, a couple O-rings, and a new crush washer for your drain plug. We recommend you do this service every 5,000 miles or so, and with our lifetime replacement guarantee in play, it makes life a little bit easier. This is going to be applicable to all your N14 equipped minis, but before we get started on this DIY, let's take a look at some of the tools we're going to need for this job. For this job, you'll need your favorite funnel. We have some brake clean, a small pick. You can also use a small flathead screwdriver. We have a couple ratchets, both a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 drive. You can probably do it all with one or the other. As far as sockets go, we have a 27 mil for our oil filter housing cap, an 8mm hex for the drain plug, and then depending on your car, to remove the expansion tank, it may either be an 8mm bolt or a T25, depending on who's owned your car before you. Torque wrench also comes in handy, and not pictured here, but needed, is going to be a catch pan for the oil. Now with that, let's go ahead and get started on this DIY. So we're under the hood of the R56. We're going to start by breaking the vacuum seal here to allow our oil to drain a little bit easier, and it goes without saying that warmer oil will flow a little bit easier. Now just be mindful if you just got back from driving, you don't want to burn yourself while you drain the oil or reach inside around the hot turbo, so just be mindful of that. Ours is still just a little bit warm, so it'll be plenty thin for us to drain. We'll start by removing the oil cap first to break our seal. I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side. If you're working outside and you're worried about stuff falling in, just leave it propped like that, maybe upside down, just enough for it to keep debris out of the way. We're in the shop, so we're going to be okay. Then from there, we're going to work on removing our expansion tank so we can access our filter. Now you can do this after the fact, but I like to break the seal here as well. T25 on our vehicle. Again, it could be an 8mm on yours, depending on the setup. Just going to set that bolt to the side. Then we can lift the tank up. 2 tabs here that kind of hold it in place. With our expansion tank out of the way, we can go ahead and pull our filter. I'm going to set a towel down underneath to catch any oil. You don't want it dripping down the block or on our oxygen sensor connector, any of that important stuff. Just like that is fine. Now we can grab our 27mm socket, our extension, put it on the head of the housing, just break it free. Shouldn't be very tight if it was done right the last time. Torque spec for these are only 25 Newton meters. They are just plastic. And we'll just flip it over. We're going to set it on our catch pan to drip, and we'll come back to it in a little bit. For now, we'll clean up our spillage here. It's a nice thing about having the shop towel. You'll catch the majority of your spills. And then we'll let the oil drain from beneath, so let's go ahead and hop underneath the R56. Now we're going to take our 8mm hex and break our drain plug free. And we'll give that some time to drain, and we'll come back when it's done draining and get ready to install our new drain plug. All right, my good people, at this point, it's done draining. We have our old crush washer off of our drain plug. I'm going to go ahead and install our new one. Give this a quick wipe. Get the new drain plug crush washer combo started here. We're going to hit it with some brake clean before we let it seal up. And then we're going to torque that down to 30 Newton meters. Beautiful. One last spritz for good luck. Now with that situated, let's head back up top. We will install our new filter and fill it back up with some oil. All right, my good people, back up top, we're going to get our oil filter and our seal situated. We have our cap here. We can go ahead and pull out the old filter. With the filter out, now we can work on removing the old seal on our cap. Just pay attention, there is a specified groove in the cap for the seal. You don't want to leave it on the threaded section. You don't want to leave it past the groove section on the top of the cap, otherwise you will have a leak. So old seal off. Now we have our new seal. Go ahead and feed that one on. So pop that in, a little bit of oil to help it seal. Grab our new filter, pop the sucker in here. Wonderful. Now we can feed it into the block. And we'll get it started by hand. And then we'll grab our 27, our extension, and our torque wrench. And we're going to torque that down to 25 Newton meters. There we go. Now we can go ahead and swing our expansion tank back down. Be sure that this nipple on the bottom half goes back into the rubber grommet down below. Make sure none of the lines are kinked when you reinstall this. Get your 2 tabs situated up top first, then push it down. You'll hear it click in. Then you can grab your T25 or 8mm, depending on what your vehicle has, and snug that up. Now we're going to go ahead and fill our engine with some oil. The capacity on the N14 is 4.2 liters, so we'll do our best to keep that using the nice marks that our good people at Liquid Moly provide us. We got our funnel set up, so let's get to it. Wonderful. With that, my good people, let's put our oil cap back on. And with that, my good people, that is going to conclude this DIY for today. Overall, a really straightforward job on the R56, a little bit annoying, if you will, with the expansion tank being in the way. Just keep in mind, you may have seen a little bit of coolant dribble on us while we took this out. We're going to be replacing that hose, but over time and over all the oil changes, you're putting a lot of flex on that lower coolant hose, so it's bound to eventually happen at 100,000 miles. It's no surprise. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments on what we did today, leave those in the comment section below. And if you like this DIY and you want to see more like them, please consider subscribing. We make new ones all the time. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.